Hello, I'm Dr. Universal. Today we will continue to talk about UMA. Confirmed biological series. No people. The plant of understanding people has always existed in the impression of poets. Like a lot. There are also man-eating plants in the movie. And this terrifying man-eating plant. How did it happen? In fact, the earliest news about the position at that time. German explorers from the 19th century. Dr. Reddy. In 1878, colonization. The people and foreign powers are trying to teach. Transforming and taming indigenous tribes in remote areas. Dr. Reddy himself assembled a team of professional detectives. The insurance team also joined in. Well, one time. He was walking through a vast primeval forest. Found a clearing. Drifting away in this empty place. Very neat. Like a huge sacrificial field. In the open space, there is a pineapple-like plant more than 2 meters tall. White plants are covered with thick leaves. Leaves hang from the top of the tree to the ground. The tip of the blade. There is also a liquid like saliva flowing out. At this point, Dr. Regis had a bad feeling. He started talking to the other team members. Trying to figure out what the plants in front of me are. When you were about to study this plant, a group of natives rushed out from the surroundings. They took a woman of their own race. Pushed towards this huge flower. Then they began to pray to the tree. This woman also found a strange liquid under the tree. And he got really excited. The petals of the plant begin to dance around. Then this original. The lazy plant suddenly regained their wildness. Petals stick out like snakes. And tightened the woman's neck and body. She couldn't breathe. The woman's screams grew weaker and weaker. The petals began to wrap her layer by layer. So that she doesn't leave a gap. Doctors are terrified. Quickly escaped from here. A few days later, Dr. Reddy returned to this place. It was found that there was an extra one under the root of the flower. White bones, an unknown liquid similar to saliva. Dropping from the petals. Later, after communicating with the indigenous people, Dr. Reddy learned. This man-eating food is a sacred relic of the tribe. Sacred objects will eat people. It secretes a sacred liquid. Drink this liquid. You enter a state of displacement. In an illusion. People can communicate directly with God. By 1924. A governor named Zizio. Write this story into Madagascar. Man-eating plants. This mysterious plant can be once again in front of the public. In the book, Governor Zizio repeated the doctor's story and added what he saw and heard. Say you are in the same place. Saw this terrifying carnivorous plant. The physician also launched an attack on him and pulled a chunk of meat off the back of his hand. And it was in a lot of local papers. This made Governor Zizio famous. Then a well-known American journalist, James is again in his own book, Ocean and Land, proposed a man-aware devil vine. He said this devil vine. It is widely distributed in Africa and South America. Vines usually lurk among other plants. After finding the prey. It's like an octopus claw. Quickly entangle prey. The bald thorns of the vine plunge into the flesh of the prey. Drain the blood of the prey little by little. This fine line also quickly turns red. Many explosions are competing to reprint. James' reputation gradually grew. Later, countless self-proclaimed scholars or reports of sightings of man-eating plants. It was published in the local newspaper. Since then, there have been rumors of man-eating plants in the world. And it spread. There are still many people who believe that. Life in the Amazon forest. Man-eating plants. In fact, the above reports. So biologists have no choice. In traditional biology, there can be no plants that can devour humans. Therefore, in 1971, a group of South American biologists, they put together an expedition. They traveled to primeval forests in search of this plant. What happened? They only found a lot of pitcher plants that eat insects. Did not find this terrifying large carnivorous plant. The results of this investigation. It also allowed scholars to study man-eating plants. The authenticity of existence is called into question. Later, the official was dissatisfied. The most authoritative expedition team was formed. They went to the primeval forests. Discovered that Dr. Reddy, who originally proposed man-eating plants, it doesn't exist. He was some tabloid reporter for newspaper sales. And fictional characters. There is no such thing as a governor. It's just that some tabloids don't have good circulation. He invented a governor who doesn't exist. Just the anecdote of seeing man-eating flowers. But this made-up oddity, adopted by many directors, put the scary man-eating flower, incorporated into his own movie. This has given the species tremendous exposure. But please pay attention. This terrifying man-eating plant. So far, no one has found it. You can also understand that he doesn't exist. However, on Earth, it really is. There are some small carnivorous plants. These plants are different from other animals. Plants themselves generate energy through photosynthesis. Except for the sun. Except for carbon dioxide and water. Plants also need some minerals to survive. The way to get minerals is through the roots. Draw from the soil. And plants. Once it grows in a mineral deficient area for a long time. Like plants that live in humid areas. He emerged from the soil. Very few minerals are obtained. Can't help him. They can only pass. Catching bugs to solve this problem. And they are passive hunters. So smell is what attracts insects. Let the insect actively fall into its own trap. It was being eaten as food. Then humans. Will it be affected by this smell? Attract and fall into the trap? And the answer is absolutely not. Although currently, large carnivorous plants can swallow one normal-sized mice or small mammals, but still can't devour a whole person. That's in most people's minds. The man-eating flower that can devour humans is called the king flower and chrysanthemum magic fish. They are also the largest flowers in the world. The tallest flower. They are huge. It's really like eating people. They are in bloom. It smells like dampness. So that explorers who didn't know him would pass by him. Can be mistaken for a human corpse hidden in a flower. Or they are the legendary man-eating plants. But the truth is that they are not man-eating flowers. The final mystery about the existence of food garden plants. Although there is not enough evidence yet. Prove his existence. But I'm not 100% sure he doesn't exist. After all, human footprints. We have not yet visited every corner of the world. Perhaps in a virgin forest somewhere on the edge of the world. There will be some unexpected discoveries. This is also the greatest charm of UMA.